What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay, Wisconsin, here to talk Packers this evening. We got an awesome Chalk Talk episode for you guys and gals. If you're new here, you don't know what that is. It's where we go the previous game. We break down the most important plays of that game. Keep in mind, it won't be every snap. I tried to pick out some of those too, Tim, that many people probably didn't even see or didn't go back and watch, but I'm telling you, they were crucial. Big third downs, big conversions for the Cowboys, the Packers as well. There's some positive in there. There's some negative. There's plenty of stuff that we can look at in regards to what the Packers can clean up and get better at. It's going to be a fun episode. I promise you that, man. And that awesome shootout, that 40-40 tie down there in Jerry World. Before we get into that, we're going to hit on a little Super Bowl comparison, guys. What I did was I pulled just some key stats, the win-loss record and kind of how the team started in 1996 when the Packers, led by Brett Favre and Reggie White, won the Super Bowl. And then I went to 2010 when Aaron Rodgers and Clay Matthews led that team, along with Charles Woodson, to a Super Bowl. And then, of course, we've got the early numbers here in the first quarter of the season for the Packers in 2025. We'll talk about how maybe they're on track to duplicate what those two teams did, maybe an area or two where they've got some ground to make up. So we'll hit on that as well. Before we get into all that, if you would, let's do that YouTube stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We are fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, pregame shows, postgame shows, film breakdown, breaking news, the whole 9 yards, make sure you click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live moving forward. And I see the chat is already filling up. Appreciate everybody making us a part of your evening in there. Man, the chat's what makes this show great. And Tim, man, how you doing, bub?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here. Got a lot to cover, right?
Oh, yeah.
We might as well and a lot of content. We might as well hit it right away.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's start with this Super Bowl bound. Just a little, like I said, guys, I like to put this information together over on our Patreon group. If you're not a member of our Patreon, it's the best way to support what we do here at Packer Fan Total Access. Just go to Packer Fan Total Access, patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access. And $3 gets you access to the entire site, everything on there, the chats. We're starting to get some fantasy football news coming in now. We got two fantasy football leagues that are going on in there. So it's a lot of fun to see who's winning in those standings, getting bragging rights and the prizes and all that good stuff. And also, if you're a member of our Patreon group, we do giveaways, just random giveaways, an opportunity for us to give back to those who are supporting the channel. So with that being said, Tim, let's jump into it, man. How did the 2025 Packers stack up to past Green Bay Super Bowl teams? All right, let's just kind of dive into it. I love this picture here, too. I've got this printed in black and white and framed right over here on the wall in the studio. I love this shot of John Madden, Reggie White, and Brett Favre back. And I believe this was in 1996 when this picture was taken. Obviously, John Madden, huge fan of the Packers and Lambeau Field and the Mystique. And obviously, you guys have seen Frank Caliendo do his bit on just Brett Favre, right? Making fun of John Madden. But, Tim, those were the golden days, man. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Oh, I know a little bit about that. I was a freshman in high school when those glory days started happening for us there in the 90s, and getting Reggie White there. How about the the classic Nike sweatsuit game they got going right there? They don't make them like that anymore. Sorry, fanatics, but you're not doing it for me like we used to do it in the 90s, baby.
I am seeing some of the old starter jackets pop up on that website Homage.
Oh yeah.
Bro, they look clean. I showed Manny, and she said no. She said no. None of them look better than that Packer, the throwback Mitchell and Ness jacket you got when we were at the draft. She's like, don't waste your money on that. She's right, too. That Mitchell and Ness.
That thing was sweet, man. I remember when you picked that one up from the pro shop. That was awesome. Considering there was like 90,000 people in the pro shop at one time, you were able to find that. That was awesome.
I was like, I don't know, 40 yards away, people just shoulder to shoulder, and this light came down from heaven and shined right on that jacket on the wall. And I'm like, oh, I got to have it.
And it was your size, too. The one you found was actually your size. I love it.
Absolutely. Tell me there ain't a God, right? All right, 96 Packers. Let's talk about it here. Tim, what I wanted to point out is how they started the season. They started off 3-1, right? Real close to how the Packers have started off here. They beat Tampa Bay, the brakes off of Tampa Bay, 34-3 in week one. That was down in Tampa. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles 39-13. And then in week three, they defeated the San Diego Chargers 42-10. So they were boat racing cats. And then they ran into a buzzsaw up in Minneapolis They lost 30-21 to the Minnesota Vikings. They went on to win 5 more straight, including an overtime win over the 49ers. You know, that was huge for them in 96. That was at Lambeau, by the way. And then after that 5-game winning streak, they dropped 2 in a row, on the road at Kansas City, on the road in Dallas. As we know, Dallas had their number for quite some time there in the 90s before they got over the hump. But Dallas beat them 21-6 in that game. So unless they missed an extra point, it sounds like they didn't even get in the end zone with that awesome offense, and obviously MVP year there for Brett Favre. After that, they didn't lose another game, Tim. So again, just a little comparison here is pretty cool. I know we're 2-1-1, but we were real close to being 3-1, the same record there. And there's a lot of other commonalities, right? Similarities, I guess you could say. Brett Favre, I want to say Brett Favre, was 27 years old. That's how old Jordan is right now, right?
Yep.
They obviously went 13-3 that year. They only played 16 games, but Brett had a completion percentage of 59.9%. So less than 60% completion percentage, 3,899 yards passing, 39 touchdowns, and
257 interceptions.
Yes, 13 interceptions. I was actually surprised that it was only 13. I was like, man, I figured it'd be like in the 20s, but obviously 39.
You think God never farted?
39 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, right? Pretty solid year there. So again, when you kind of break that down and you look at where the Packers are at, and we'll get to Jordan Love's numbers here in a minute. Spoiler alert, in his first 4 weeks of the season, he's got 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, already thrown for 1,000 yards. So the guy is pretty much top 5 in every important statistical category. He's definitely in the MVP conversation right now. What do you think about how the 96 Packers stack up, especially when you look at the defense as well? The 96 Green Bay Packers defense ranked number 1 in the NFL for scoring defense, allowing just 13.1 points per game. This performance, combined with the league's best scoring offense, helped lead the Packers to a Super Bowl 31 victory. It says key details about their number 1 ranking. Fewest points allowed. The Packers gave up only 210 points in the total during the regular season. They had a dominant defense. They held opponents to 10 points or fewer in 9 of their 16 regular season games. And then overall dominance, the Packers were the first team since the 72 Dolphins, the undefeated 72 Dolphins, to lead the NFL in both scoring offense and scoring defense in the same season. That's the only aspect of our season this year, Tim, that I'm like, I don't know if we can reach that with this defense. It's a good defense, but you guys know I predicted going into the season, I thought they would take a slight step back from the success they had last year. But then you add Micah Parsons, and I'm like, all right, let me just step back and see if they can do this. But what do you think about the comparison there, 96 Packers to the 2025 Packers so far?
I think that last point right there on the rankings, the overall dominance is the key. Shout out to Coach Shula and his 72 Dolphins. Leading the way on both scoring offense and scoring defense in the same season. I think, you make a valid point, Clay, when you talk about maybe taking a step back in that second year under Jeff Hafley. There's a lot on film from last year, but we also got new faces. But I think that's a key to winning a championship. The old adage of defense wins championships. I believe that's true, but it'll win you championships if you've got a high-powered offense to pair with it. And the key is being balanced on both sides of your attack. And, right now, I feel like the Packers have a really strong offense. We've got some guys that are potentially coming back from injury. We've got, first and second year players that are absolute weapons that are going to continue to develop. So offensively, I think we have a chance to run and gun with the best of them. As we saw, we, had a slugfest there in Dallas. But the defense is going to be the key. Coach Covington, Coach Hafley, once they get this defense clicking, we get guys back from injury. Hopefully, Devontae Wyatt, first name that comes to mind. Hopefully, he's back sooner than later. When you got the best of your best and everyone's playing at a high level, that's how you go ahead and steal a Lombardi trophy, man. You've got to be good on both sides of the ball. There's been a lot of talk about special teams, right? We've seen special teams mistakes, and it can bite you in the ass and cost you.
Absolutely.
But my goodness, none of that matters if you don't have a high-powered defense and high-powered offense. I'll take some special team struggles at this point. You're not going to live and die by that. You're going to live and die by your offense and defense for sure in this league.
Yeah. And if you'll remember, when I talked about I expected the defense to take a step back, they shut me up the first 3 weeks. Let's just be real about that, right? But then it came in week 4. Guys, it wasn't that I was trying to be overly negative. The reason I pointed that out is because historically speaking, that typically happens. When you got a defense that's top 3, top 5 in the league, they'll take a step back the next year. And the reason that happens is because teams have that tape like Tim was talking about.
Yep.
They know how to attack you now. Now, you'll notice when they broke camp, Jeff Hafley said he already has an adjustment that they were installing at that moment. So the defense was installed, and then they had an adjustment. And what he meant by that, in my opinion, I haven't talked to him, obviously. He don't even know I exist. But I imagine what he meant there was when teams adjust and they go, okay, we're going to attack the defense this way. Now you can flip it. All right, we got an adjustment for that. So you'll probably see that coming out of the bye. But don't get too comfortable, because guess what? Within 3 to 4 weeks, and these teams start watching that previous 4-game saturation of tape and the last 2 head-to-heads, they're going to know how to attack that. There's no perfect defense. I'm telling you, there's always a way to attack any defense in the league. It's just a matter of you staying one step ahead. And I know everybody loved the pile on the special teams last week. The reality is you gave up 38 freaking points on defense. The offense did its job. I think we would all agree, right? Outside of losing you the middle 8, and that was crucial, being too aggressive in the middle 8. However, the defense giving up those 38 points is that's tough, man. That's tough. So, 2010 Packers. Let's see how they started, Tim. They started off week 1. They defeated the Philadelphia Eagles on the road 27-20. They boat raced the Bills 34-7 at Lambeau, and then they go and lost to Chicago 20-17 in Chicago. They came back and beat Detroit back at Lambeau 28-26. So very similar to the 96 Packers start, right? They lost on the road to Minnesota. The Packers in 2010 lost on the road to Chicago. And if I remember correctly, Chicago won the division that year too. So once again, starting the season 3-1, right? And now they went on after that. They lost 2 games in a row, both of them in overtime, on the road in Washington. And then, of course, Miami Dolphins at home. Then they rattled off 4 in a row victories. Then they lose on the road to Atlanta 20-17. They won the next one against the 49ers. They lost 2 in a row at Detroit, at New England, and then they won back at home the next 2 games. And, of course, they ran the table as the wild card team in the NFC to go on and win the Super Bowl. Now, Aaron Rodgers, let's talk about his numbers. Remember, Brett Favre's completion percentage was 59%. Aaron Rodgers' was 65.7%, 3,922 yards passing, only 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. People forget 2010 Aaron Rodgers was not 2014 Aaron Rodgers, right? And then you're wondering, okay, well, how did they end up winning the Super Bowl if I don't want to say he was mediocre, but he definitely wasn't MVP caliber Rodgers. You did it the same way that 96 Packers did it, right? 2010 Green Bay Packers defense ranked first in the NFL in scoring defense. Everybody loves to make fun of Dom Capers on the backside of his career. He was dominant when he took over that defense in Green Bay. First in the NFL in scoring defense, allowed just 15 points per game en route to the Super Bowl victory. They also finished the season ranked 5th in yards allowed and first in opponent passer rating. So they had the best passing defense in the league, essentially. So the key stats for that 2010 Packers defense: points allowed per game, like we said, first in the league at 15 points per game. Yards allowed, 5th in the NFL. Opponent passer rating, first in the NFL at 67.2. They were second in the NFL in sacks with 47. And interceptions, they were second in the NFL with 24. That's the thing that's lacking from this defense. Just like when we got to the end of the 96 comparison, Tim, you go, I don't know if our defense is quite to that level. Same thing here. We're already kind of behind the 8 ball on takeaways, on interceptions. So we got to get that number. You got to start getting more turnovers if you're going to be that championship caliber defense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, for sure. And you can see the parallels. Actually, there might be more parallels between the 2010 Packers and this current Packers team. If you scroll up to what we were discussing with the way they closed that year out, look where we are right now. We're 2-1-1. I'm Mr. Predicted 4-0 into the bye, and I look like an idiot right now.
No, you don't.
That's what the NFL will do to you, though, real quick. Feel how you want, think what you want. It's tough to win in this league, but I think what we have to remember is you're right. This 2010 team took that loss against the Patriots in a close game. I remember that game, very, very tough game. And the playoffs started on week 16 for the Packers that year. They had to win or go home since week 16, December 26th. And, it's a team game. Quarterbacks don't win you Super Bowls. Teams win Super Bowls. And this was a team that clearly banded together when they needed to, and basically won 6 games in a row to bring Lombardi home. And I think you already see that with this current Packers team. You see these guys playing for each other. There's no divas on this team. There's no me guys on this team. And, we had kind of a shaky start here in the first first quarter-ish of this season, it's going to be a grind. And it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And if you finish strong as a team, try to be great in all three phases. But again, you got to have that complementary football. That's what that is. Your offense is going to pick up your defense if they struggle, and vice versa. So I really see that with this Packers team, especially if we can be healthy down the stretch. That's the main thing. Everyone deals with injuries, but you want to be as healthy as you can closing out a season. Absolutely.
Yep. Ed Madden says we're going to take off now. Again, that's what the other teams did, right? And there's going to be bumps in the road, as you see here, man. They lost 2 out of 3, and 2 of those being overtime losses. That takes a lot of wind out of the sails there, right? And that was what? So they had a week 3 loss, a week 5, and a week 6 loss. But again, man, that defense was solid. So let's fast forward ahead now, Tim, to the 2025 Packers. Obviously, you notice the theme here with the first picture we showed you. You got Brett, he had Reggie, right?
Yep.
You had Aaron Rodgers, he had Clay Matthews. Now you had Charles Woodson, who was, I think, an even better player than Clay Matthews. But again, that edge rusher is huge and having a dominant defense. And now you see Jordan Love with Micah Parsons, and obviously Rashawn Gary with more sacks than Micah up to this point. So you could really make a case that they got 2 damn near elite edge defenders on the same team. So obviously you get the season started here. You win 27-13 against Detroit at home. You got Washington at home, 27-18 victory there. You lose on the road in Cleveland, 13-10, and then you tie with the Cowboys there, that 40-40 overtime tie at Dallas. So again, very, very similar. You just got a tie instead of an extra win there. So this team is right there. The point here is some people are looking at this like you lost and then you tied. Oh, no, the season's tanked. Guys,
No.
Look at those other Super Bowl seasons, right? And it's not to say we're going to win the Super Bowl, but let's slow our roll a little bit, man. Packers are going to be fine. Let's talk about the projections here, Jordan Love's projections. So right now, he's 84 of 121 with a 69.4% completion percentage. Again, what was Aaron's? 65. So he's almost a full 5% higher than Aaron's completion percentage, right? He's got 1,000 yards passing, 8.3 average, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception for a passer rating of 113. Guys, he's projected right now, if he keeps this pace, his projection on the year is going to be 69.4% completion percentage. Obviously, I have 357 completions, 4,250 yards passing. That's more than both of the quarterbacks we just talked about, both of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks we just talked about. 34 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That blows both of their numbers out of the water. Brett had 4 more touchdown passes, but he had, 9 more interceptions. That's huge with 113 rating there. Now, keep in mind, Jordan's career averages, look at this, 64.1%. Guys, Aaron's career average was 65%. So we can start to put to bed now those accuracy concerns we had with Jordan early on. It seems like he's really figured that out, and he's starting to settle in at the age of 27, just same age that Aaron was too, the year they won the Super Bowl. So, in terms of his average this year, 8.3, it's obviously higher than his career average of 7.6. And the turnover differential, touchdown to interception ratio, you can see has improved tremendously this year as well. And obviously his passer rating significantly higher at 113 this year so far compared to his 96.8 career. As of week 4, here's the big question mark. The 2025 NFL season, the Packers defense ranks 13th in scoring defense now. And obviously that big 40 burger, that hurts, right? Or 38 points, that hurts big time. That drops you down significantly. So for more context on our overall performance through week 4, they're averaging 21 points per game is what they're giving up. That's 13th best. Total defense, the Packers are ranked 8th in the league for total defense, giving up 283.3 yards per game. Rushing defense, they've been strong against the run, ranking tied for 2nd in the NFL with just 77.5 rushing yards allowed per game. And then total touchdowns, the defense has given up 9 touchdowns in total. So the one thing that I would say right now, Tim, is not on par with those other 2 Super Bowl teams is the defense, but it's early. And again, that Dallas game skews those numbers tremendously. So I'm holding out hope that what we've seen in the first 3 weeks of this defense is the more telling depiction of what this defense actually is, as opposed to that 38 points that they gave up. And I keep saying 38 because obviously we had the extra point block that got returned for 2. That's how they got 40. So any other thoughts you have on this topic before we move into chalk talk, man?
I like what you said about, kind of comparing where Jordan is now to where Aaron was similar time in his career. Really, we could go back and say that about Brett. You know, Brett came a
Yeah.
long way from throwing footballs into the stands for Jerry Glanville's amusement, you know, to ending up throwing absolute missiles in Lambeau Field for us. And you know, even after Brett's first year, you know, the excitement got going, but he didn't really settle into his own till, you know, really year 2 or 3 as the starter in Green Bay, and same thing with Aaron Rodgers. So look at Jordan now. We talked about some of those concerns with accuracy, and you know, we had said it on this podcast a couple years ago that you have to give him time to play through that. It
Mhm.
comes with experience. It comes with learning how to read that defense, and or you know, if you're a guy like Aaron Rodgers or a quarterback like Jordan Love who played behind Aaron Rodgers his first few seasons, you know what it takes to bait a defense into the coverage that you want them to play in order to get those matchups that you want. And we're seeing that start to come together. You know, we talked a little bit about deep ball accuracy with Jordan. That's something that I believe the more shots we take, the more that fine touch is going to, you know, improve. And I think we just need a little bit of patience. There's a lot of football left. And as far as the defensive side, I have the utmost faith in this staff and these players on the defensive side of the ball. Just got to stay healthy, got to play through this adversity. Let's go ahead and say it now. Micah Parsons is going to get held all year long. It's going to happen. As
Gonna
long as
happen.
he's on the football field, he's going to get held because they can't play him straight up and block him. We just hope the officials do a better job in some of these games of at least calling a few of them. But hey, you know, the other team gets paid too, and we have to just fight through that adversity. I think once the defense comes along, there's no reason to think that we can't finish out this season strong and be contenders. Absolutely.
Yeah. And my final thoughts on that, Tim, when Jerry Jones said, "Hey, we had Micah and we couldn't get the job done on defense. We couldn't be a good enough defense to win a championship." He said, "Don't you think we learned how to play against Micah?" I think that's what he meant. Is
Yeah.
they're going to be overly aggressive holding on Micah because they know the officials didn't call it when he was in Dallas either. So I honestly think that's what the old man was talking about. So could be
Let's
wrong.
go, Halfley. Let's cook it up, man. Drop Micah back in coverage. Let's use some.
Seriously.
Let's
And,
go. Let's
and
put
what
him at
you
Mike. Whatever we got to do. You know, delayed blitz, touch spy, something. Let's get creative, right?
if you work a little bit of fire zone blitz and drop Micah into coverage, you're going to see two blockers on that side of the line go, what are we supposed to do?
Yep.
Right. That's how you win a hat count there for sure. I don't want to see it done often, but that's definitely a way to combat it. But for those of you who are watching this video later, we'll have it edited out of the live stream. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about what we just talked about? How do you think the 2025 Packers stack up against the 96 Packers championship team and the 2010 Packers championship team? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure you click subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we do go live. Tim, you ready to do some chalk talk? Big
You
dog.
already know, man. Let's go. Let's break down these 550 plays that we got from this long overtime game.
I'm telling you, man. Let's see if we can get this screen adjusted just a touch where we can make it a little more palatable. Let's see here. I'd like to go just darn near full screen if we could. I don't know if it's going to allow me to or not. Let's see here. Well, let me adjust that. It will not. All right. So we'll just get it as good as we can here. That's about the best I can do right there, gang. So here we go, man. Let's jump into it. And keep in mind, guys, there's going to be plays. We got 16 plays here. There's going to be plays that didn't make the cut. We talked extensively about the field goal block. We showed the actual game tape the other night on the show. We're not going to continue to harp on that over and over and over. It's real simple. Musgrave missed the block. They blocked the field goal. End of discussion. I don't know what else to say, right? And it was funny earlier today listening to Brian Balaga, and everybody who was piling on fire Basaccia, one of which was Mark Tauscher. They wanted to get Bulaga's take on it. And I'm telling you what Bulaga said, and I had somebody message me earlier, and I probably shouldn't even mention this, but I had somebody message me earlier, and they said, Clayton, they're stealing your content. And anytime I hear that, I cringe because, guys, we're all talking about the Packers. I'm not stealing anybody's content. They're not stealing my content. You're going to talk about the same thing when you're talking about the same team. But there's been several articles written now on what we talked about earlier in the week where I said, guys, this has happened through multiple special teams coordinators since all the way back to 2003, right? All of those special teams coordinators were hired when they were at the top of their field. All right, this guy, this is the dude who's going to change it. And every single time it doesn't happen, right? They said somebody had messaged me and said Justin Moscato mentioned in an article that when you draft and develop, that's the curse for special teams. You guys know I took it in a little bit different direction earlier in the week. I said when you're building a roster for a West Coast offense based team based coach, and that's what the Packers have been all the way back to Mike Holmgren getting to Green Bay in 92. this is, I didn't come up with this on my own. This was Michael Lombardi, Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh talked about this as well, because Bill Walsh was kind of the inventor of the West Coast offense. Should have been called the Midwest offense, because obviously he created it in Cincinnati before he went to San Francisco. But they're always geared around, when they build a roster, when those GMs are build a roster, it's how can we get the next weapon? How can we bury somebody on the depth chart that's going to help us with, with our offense, because they're an offensive minded team. Let me give you an example. They were expecting Brian Bulaga to pile on to Rich Bisaccia earlier. And the thing that Bulaga said was, yeah, I mean, you got to have the right guys to do this. You got to have the right guys to play wing on field goal block or field goal protect. And you know what he mentioned? Mercedes Lewis. We have Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis is as good as anybody in the business. Yep. Remember when we let Mercedes Lewis go because we wanted to get younger and more athletic? That's what I'm talking about. When you go out and
you can't keep a progress stopper like that on your team just for special teams, right?
Yeah, you can, but you can't bitch and moan when you get kicks blocked, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's the big thing that I took away from what Bulaga said. But also, when you go out and sign a bottom of the roster guy, who was the big signing that we had in the offseason? I say big signing because it was the very bottom of the roster, minimum contract. Some of us were excited about, some others weren't. Was the speed demon McCole Hardman. This dude, let me tell you, we're going to have
Aaron Banks.
we're going to have an extra speed guy, an extra gadget guy. He's going to be kick return, all these things, right? How does that help you on field goal protect? It doesn't. But again, why did you sign him? Because he's got world-class speed, and you can use him as a gadget player in your offense. Unfortunately, he never made it. You guessed it, Chuck. Chuck said McCole. Exactly. That's the mindset when you're building a roster with this type of offense-first mindset. And again, I'm not knocking it, saying it's not the way to go. You won a Super Bowl in '96 doing it. You won a Super Bowl in 2010 doing it, right? It is what it is. That's Bill Parcells and everybody in his coaching tree. They prioritize special team players, and people within the Ron Wolf, Ted Thompson, right? All of these, and now, of course, Brian Gutekunst, these structured teams, they don't prioritize it. They don't completely neglect it, but it's not at the top of the priority list, if that makes sense. So just want to mention that Bulaga kind of echoed what we were saying, and they were supposed to pull the tape up and watch it so Bulaga could break it down, and they couldn't get their NFL pro to work on Wildy and Tausch. So I was really looking forward to it too, because you guys know where I stand on it, and I don't want to spend any more time on it other than Bisaccia didn't tell that cat. And I had somebody comment in the YouTube chat. I wish I knew who it was. I could give him a shout out. It was a good conversation, but he said, basically said I was making excuses for Rich Bisaccia because I said Bisaccia didn't tell Musgrave to miss that block, right? And then he went through and rattled off all of the different special teams where I'm like, you understand, you're proving my point. Like you hired all of these coordinators thinking they're the one, that your Ron Zooks and your Mo Drake, all these guys, right? Oh, this is going to be the one. And then they get ran out of town too. There's one thing that's been constant throughout that whole time, and that's you have the same exact executive tree growing your roster, building your roster, from Ron Wolf to his protege, if you will, Ted Thompson, to his Brian Gutekunst.
Brian Gutekunst, yep.
So that's the only – I'm not saying that's the reason it happened. I look for commonalities. And that's the only excuse I can – not excuse, but the only explanation I can come up with. Rich Bisaccia was the most qualified when they hired him. I don't care what anybody says. There was nobody. When they hired Bisaccia, there was nobody in this fan base going, oh, what a horrible hire. Everybody was fired.
Just like the same fans calling for his head right now can't name a single candidate that they'd like to replace him with.
Right.
It's the same thing. You can't fire your way to a championship, guys. We need to pump the brakes a little bit, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. If you were to ask me, how would you fix the problem, Clayton? This is how I would approach it. You don't fire Rich Bisaccia, but you hire an extra hand in there for special teams, okay? An assistant for Rich Bisaccia to really prioritize special. The problem is you can't take them off an NFL team. That's against the rules, right?
And who's floating around on the market right now that would be worth bringing in?
Right. So if that's not the case, I'll tell you what I would do, Tim. I would approach it two different ways. This is obviously a problem on the wing blocking on field goal team, right? We've established that. It's happened 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
I would approach it two different ways. I would go and get one of the slappies in the building and say, I want you to comb through every analytic you can find, get out the calculator. I want to know who was the most successful field goal teams and extra point teams in the league over the last decade. Okay. You get two guys. You focus on the last 5 years, and I want you to find me the best wing that's available on field goal block or field goal protect. Keep saying block, but you're blocking for the field goal protect. You do that, and then I want the other guy to go over the last 2 decades, comb through the same information, find the most successful field goal units, who played wing there, what's the top candidate, and let's bring him in as a special advisor. And he may be sitting at home going, I don't want to coach. How about 200 grand? No, I'd take more than that. How about 500 grand? Take more than that. I'll give you $1 million. All right. When do I show up?
Pay that man his money.
That's a way you can fix the problem rather than just going, not Rich, we're firing him. Think how can you fix the problem with, I'm going to tell you this too, upsetting the locker room. If you think Rich Bisaccia is not loved in that locker room, you are not paying attention. You know how many players are on this team because they love Rich Bisaccia? You know, Keyshawn Nixon's one, right? Last I checked, he's our top graded corner, although you're going to see a bad play from him on Chalk Talk tonight.
How about Josh Jacobs?
Yeah. Josh Jacobs is another one. Nate Hobbs is another one. Nate Hobbs, he played for him his rookie year whenever.
Built ass.
So I'm telling you, and on top of that, he's the assistant head coach. If you fire the assistant head coach, you've now got to promote from within or go find someone else who's qualified to be your assistant head coach. You see Rich Bisaccia is right next to Matt all game long in his ear. I'm sure letting him know the analytics or this or that or clock man, whatever it may be. So it's not going to fix the problem to just fire that guy. Get some extra eyes in there, though, and put somebody on that task of trying to find somebody you can put on field goal protect, and then also find someone who did it really, really successfully over the last however long. So that's all I'll say. That's my piece. I thought about that earlier today. I'm like, that's the only thing I can come up with. That's not an emotionally charged, all right, run everybody's butt off in the building that ain't doing, everything perfect.
Right.
But let's get into it, man. Chalk Talk. We've already wasted enough time here. Mandy's going to kill me if I ain't done in a decent hour here. So, again, every play ain't going to make it, but I'm going to describe the ones that did. First quarter, 13:44 left. You're going to see some positives and some negatives throughout this whole segment here, guys. So the score is 0-0. It's 3rd and 9 play from your own 32-yard line. This is when Love finds Golden. This is one of those plays we laughed at, Tim, because obviously something did not go right here, right? Like someone was in the wrong place. Matt addressed it. I was going to play the audio, but I didn't have time to edit it in. He said Golden ran a corner route. He didn't say Golden ran the wrong route, but he said he's got to know that situation, which makes you think, what does that even mean? So in my opinion, he should have recognized I'm running the corner, Wicks is running the go. That's Wicks's ball, and break that thing underneath a little bit more. But here was the play call on that 46-yard gain for Matthew Golden. 11 gun, tray left, 97 Y flat, X dig, T counter, V. Let's talk about what it all means. 11, one running back, one tight end. That's 11. Tray left is you got 3 targets to the left, one of which I'll put in the blue is the tight end. That makes it tray instead of trips. All right. And then Y flat, X dig, T counter, V. Let's draw the play out. So 97 is a real simple concept. It's a go corner. So Wicks is going to go, and then this is supposed to be a corner underneath there by our boy Matthew Golden, okay? And then the Y flat, he's going to look the chip, but nobody rushes. So he's just going to hesitate and then get out here in the flat off to the left. And the X is a dig. You'll notice he bends in, back out to set up the safety, and then digs across. And then you got a T counter V. A V is typically, it's like an angle route, but when it's a counter V, he goes across the formation and then V's back in this direction. So again, the play call, 11 gun, tray left, 97 Y flat, X dig, T counter, V. Let's roll the tape. Watch Matthew Golden up top. The ball's going to go not necessarily to him, but you see, all right, he's getting inside right here, Tim. He's trying to bend and press, and then he's going to get over here on this corner, right? Yep. Wicks, in my opinion, gets a little too far inside here. He should have been on the sideline to give enough space.
Red line, a little more red line for Wicks, right?
Now you see Wicks throws the hand up, right? Jordan lets that thing go. And Matthew Golden, he should have known Wicks is running the go. So the problem is Matthew Golden's so damn fast, he just torches 55, right? Exactly. So now you got to make a decision. Do I go get this ball or I'll let Wicks have it? I honestly think he's expecting Wicks here, and Wicks is expecting him here. right? So they're neither of them are in the right spot, and I think that's what Matt LaFleur was trying to convey in the pressers.
They're both tracking the ball, though. That's a good thing.
Right, and I think they both would have caught it too. But I love that Wicks laid off at the last second. Right,
Yeah,
that's a smart veteran move there, and again, great
in the air and just let that thing fly, man.
Yeah, and
Great,
again,
great interception by Matthew Golden.
And if Matthew Golden is cutting across the face there, who knows? Maybe 26 has to reroute.
All getting bobbled. There's 3 DBs in the area. It's probably going to end in catastrophe. So, if you're talking about a busted play, it's about the best way it could turn out for you, right?
Yeah, and full disclosure, guys, I forgot to mention, if the stream goes down, it detects copyright. It'll come back up if you want to wait it out and just keep hitting refresh, or you can hop on Rumble or X if it goes down. Regardless, this video, this aspect of the show will be edited out in its own video. You can watch it later as well. So next play, Tim, second quarter. We got 11-19 left. Green Bay is leading 7-2. So this is after the extra point got blocked. Second 19 is what I'm showing here on the clip. Second 19 at Dallas is 29. This is Love to Jacobs for 28 yards. This is 830 Pony, also known as 21 Gun. So what you got here with 21 Gun is you got 2 running backs, right, and 1 tight end. The Y flex, that's Tucker Kraft. They did this all game long, Tim. They wanted to flex Tucker Kraft out all night, and you'll notice they put a corner on him as opposed to a linebacker. That tells you it's probably a zone defense. That's another reason why they like to flex the Y out. If a linebacker's out there, you know it's man coverage, right? Or a safety on him as well. So 830 Pony. This is Josh Jacobs, number 8. This is number 30, Chris Brooks. Pony package, the double sidecar out of the gun, right? So this is what we call 830 Pony. Number 8 and number 30 in the backfield. So we'll go 830 Pony, Y flex, 689 H, orbit, lead, T, swing. I love this play call. Really, really creative. So what you're going to have here on the 830 Pony, 830 Pony Y flex 689 is going to be a dig, right? There's your dig route. And then you're going to have a post route here from Wicks. And then you're going to have a go route by Romeo over here, Mr. Guardian Cap, all right? So that's the 689. It's a 6 route, 8 route, 9 route. That's a dig, post, and a go. H, orbit, lead, T, swing. It's a little cheat. So what he's going to do is orbit motion, which is around the quarterback, and get out here to lead block. And then it's going to be a T lead swing. Josh Jacobs is the T here. So what Jordan's going to do, Tim, this looks a lot like slot cross, right? It's actually a post with a backside dig. It could have been slot cross choice where he decided to turn it into a post as opposed to a climb route. But nonetheless, what Jordan's going to do is he's going to step up. He's going to try to get the ball on this side of the play. The problem is they played it perfect. So I love what Jordan does, and this is the difference between healthy Jordan Love and the banged-up Jordan Love from last year. He's going to tuck this thing and run a little bit. So there you see the cheat motion. See how they're setting up the lead swing, right? So you get your lead blocker at the bottom. Now look at what Jordan's looking at here, right? He's thinking, Romeo, you got the safety is playing that deep half over there. There's no way you're going to get it there, right? So now he's probably looking for post to see if this receiver can set that safety up and win on the post. If he doesn't, then you look for the dig. By the time he gets to the dig, you'll see they played it perfect. The backer now sinks. Wicks is covered by the safety. Now the backer clamps down on the dig. Jordan says, let's run this rock, right? But here's the beautiful thing. Look down here. Jacobs is still waiting.
With a blocker.
Yes. Now, we always talk about a +1 hat count, right? 1v1, that's a +1 hat count. You're going to dump that off every time, let it go, bang, great block by Chris Brooks to pick up another 8, 9 yards, whatever it was, actually 10 or 12, to be honest with you. So
great job by Jay Money to run.
Love that play call, though. That was a lot of fun. So there you go. There's an explosive play to Josh Jacobs out of the backfield, one of many catches he made on the day. Let's fast forward now, second quarter, 54 seconds left. Green Bay's now up 13-2. This is a 1st and 10 play at Green Bay's 29-yard line. Okay, so this is one of the touchdowns. I believe this is actually, I don't know if it's a touchdown or not. It's definitely a 28-yarder. So our play call was nickel 4-2-5, cover 1 man, double rat, free fire. Okay, so the free safety, which is on the weak side of the formation. This is your strong side of the formation. Some people would still call that strong. They like to say field side is the free safety. We've always been taught the strong side of the formation is the strong safety. And some coaches may see it different. So that's why we're saying free fire here. So again, the call is cover 1 man. So what you got is man coverage, right? And then you've got probably man here, Actually, I think it's yeah, that's right. You got catch man here, and then of course this safety is going to sink out, so it's cover one. That makes sense. So
Yep.
you got cover one man, and when I say double rat, you'll notice when they roll the tape here. Here's your free fire. So you're bringing McKinney on a blitz. So you're bringing 5. So this is cover one. Now notice how you got 2 rat defenders in the middle. Rat are those guys that play that hook curl underneath with the man cover combination on the backside. Okay, so they're playing rat, but they're also kind of keeping an eye on what's going on right here as well, right? So just keep that in mind. You'll see McDuffie actually played the tight end, and then Quay gets a little washed out right there. They're going to throw it up top. That's what happens when you play man coverage. Again,
Especially press. I mean, Hobbs was that's pretty close to press up there.
and this isn't bad coverage by Hobbs.
No,
Like,
it's
look,
not.
he's right
About as
there.
good as you can play coming out of press, right?
Yep. And here's the other thing too. The thing that I don't like is playing that. Oh, I went too far. Sorry. When you play that cover one man like that, and your safety is on the opposite hash,
Yeah.
right? That's your deep. That's your help. Now he's doing that because you got two players on that side of the field, right? So that's a lot of distance to cover. But Evan Williams covered it, guys. Look at that.
Yeah.
And he
great
gets
awareness by Evan Williams, man.
Yeah. It's just a hell of a catch. Sometimes the other team just makes the better play, you know?
Yep.
It's a hell of a throw, hell of a catch. Nate Hobbs was plastered all over him. I love that Nate Hobbs knew I've got to make sure he doesn't beat me over the top outside. If Nate Hobbs gets beat out here, then guess what? That's a -1 or a -2 on his scorecard. But the fact that he gets beat kind of somewhat underneath and not to the inside, that's probably won't be a +2. It might be a wash, just an even grade or maybe a +1. But they played it about as good as you could play it. That's the problem with man coverage. You're going to have explosive plays like that. They decided to bring a safety blitz, played cover one man with a little double rat option underneath, and they just made a play, man. It's that simple. So we'll watch it here from the end zone cam. But Pickens played a hell of a game, man. Hell of a game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Coach Lynn raises a great question here, Tim. He says, why is X not playing post safety on this play? I would much rather X be playing post safety. However, Coach, I don't think he would have played it as good as Evan did on that hash. You know, now if your argument is he would have had the awareness to know they're going to run that route, maybe film study would tell him, okay, they're going to run a go route with Pickens. He's going to shade over a little bit more where you can get to that play. I can understand that. That could be the case, but I think they were honestly playing the hat count on that side, and you just got to trust Hobbs to be able to run with this guy, you know. So,
yep.
But yeah,
and again, sending X on the blitz here is, you know, like kind of what we alluded to last night. You know, Evan Williams played that about as good as you can, coming from the strong side all the way to the weak side of the play.
Right. I mean, they're pinching him on the sideline. I mean, it's pretty darn good coverage, man. I can't imagine they got in there today and said, all right, boys, this is just not good enough. Like, that's about
that was just a hell of a catch and a hell of a ball by Dak.
Right. That's a fact. Let's take it back just a second and let's see the protection. There's one of the many holds on Micah. I want you guys to key in on Micah. If I remember correctly, he's going to jab and then loop over. And here's one of the holds we talk about. Tell me if you guys think this is a hold. Watch him work in. Is that a hold? I'm sorry.
That's just a former teammate hugging another teammate. You know, former
right
teammates hugging each other. You know, hey, good to see you again.
He's literally got him.
That's right. That's not a hold.
And then you got over here the arm hooked on the outside of Enigbare, I believe that is. Might be Gary. I think it's Enigbare. It's Enigbare. Look at that. Got him in a chokehold, right? So anyway, we won't harp too much on those. We also play again. Just make a note that it was cover one man. It was actually a cover one blitz, cover one man coverage blitz. So that was 28 yards to Pickens. All right, next second quarter, 21 seconds left. Green Bay's up 13-9, 1st and 15 at their own 27. Guys, I think this is the play that lost you the game. It's very rare that you come to the conclusion that, okay, that right there, that one play was probably the deciding factor. Mandy was sitting in this chair watching the game with me, and she couldn't understand why I got so upset. She's like, there's a lot of football left. I'm like, man, you don't understand. Like, we just lost the turnover differential 1-0 in the first half, and we just lost the middle 8 14-0 because this decision to be aggressive right before halftime. The chances of you going down and scoring are way, way, way less than something bad happening on this play. The play call is 11 gun, tray left, slot cross, 63 T swing. So let's talk about what that is. You guys know what slot cross is, right? It's going to be a climb out of the two. By the way, notice Romeo Dobbs playing the slot. It's kind of cool, right? They're moving him around a little bit more. It's probably why he had a big game. Then you got the dig on the backside, and then you're going to have a comeback. This is what Matthew Golden did really well in college. He's going to bend in and come back to the sideline. This is where I think Jordan Love was trying to get him the ball. Personally, I think that's what he was looking to do. So
what are we looking for Jordan to do when he looks at this? We're looking at him to check to a draw play or a toss in this scenario. Right. I mean,
yeah. So I think this is actually a dig underneath here too. I think I drew that up wrong. Yeah, there you go. That's what we got. Just so you guys get a visualization of the play. And again, going to bend in and come back, right? So that's the route combo. And then you got a T swing. I love that they had a lot of T swings. Thank God they did, because that's where you got the majority of your production in the second half with these T swings. But again, the problem isn't necessarily the play call. For me, the problem is you've got control of the game, guys. You're up 13-9. At this point, your defense is playing pretty damn good football. Right? Your offense was going to get going. But now what ends up happening is you end up getting a strip sack on this play, and now you go down. You lose the middle late 14-0. Your chances of winning a game when you lose the middle late 14-0 in a one-score game is probably around 2% based off of how much, the football I've watched over the years. So, again, let's watch it. Let's see what happens with the protection. We'll get to the end zone cam quick here so we can see exactly what happens in the protection. And it's unfortunately, it's Rasheed Walker, right? Rasheed gets beat like a drum on the left side. So watch the left tackle this time through right here, okay? And it's ugly, man. So I had to dig in the wrong spot. Tucker Kraft was blending in. But look at our boy right here, Rasheed Walker, right? Just goes right through his chest. Good anchor there, and then right around the edge. I wish he'd have held. They wouldn't call holds.
Make them call it. Yeah, make them call it.
And in that situation, if you get called for a hold, that's much better than a strip sack, right? Like, I heard people blaming Jordan in that situation. I blame LaFleur for being aggressive before halftime like that. I think it's just silly. How many times it's going to happen before people go, yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe they shouldn't do that. It's just like
what allowed him not to be able to get that ball off to Tucker. I mean, they're in a middle field open scenario defensively, right? You got two safeties on the shelf. Tucker was working that route pretty good, but the left side of that line collapsed. I don't think Jordan had time. Like right here, it should be out to 85 right there.
Yeah. Now let's go back to the all 22 and make sure we're not missing anything, because I felt like it should have went to the comeback, but I could be wrong here. Let's take a look at it real quick. So notice the dig now from Tuck underneath. Okay. So you got the dig underneath, bang. All right. So right here, if Jordan lets that go, the only problem, Tim, he's probably thinking here, right? If you try to thread the needle right here, by the time the ball gets here, this guy's got eyes on you. I think what he was looking at, and I could be wrong, was he knew this comeback was going to be here. So he's trying to let that develop and hit him on the sidelines. And then again, with 21 seconds left in the half, he gets out of bounds. And I think they have one timeout's all they had. So again, if he steps up right there, like right there, he's not throwing it. Hopefully he's not throwing to Tucker in that situation. But I know what you're saying. There was a window there early if the ball comes out.
To get it out quick, yeah. But I think you're right. He's probably looking for that dig, but it just – is that Golden up there? Yeah, that's Golden.
Look at all that space.
A lot of room, but, if you can't protect your QB1's blind side, this is what happens.
Exactly. So that's what happened on – it shouldn't have happened. It just shouldn't have happened. And I know execution, if he protects his guy, then we get the ball to Golden and we potentially go down and get points. There's just too many things can go wrong in that situation. If you had 3 minutes, hell yeah, go out there and be aggressive. I can handle that. But when you're talking about 21 seconds, like what are we, 27 seconds, whatever it was, it seems like more could go wrong than right. So now, obviously, they get the ball back. 9 seconds left in the second quarter here. 13-9. Green Bay still leading us. 1st and 10 play at Green Bay's 15-yard line. This is the Dak to Pickens touchdown. The play call is dime 4-1-6, 29 spur, cover 6 match. All right, so in a cover 6 match, let's try to draw this up for you. Unfortunately, it's off the screen. That's my fault. So in a cover 6, it's quarter, half. Okay, that's the play call here. Now, you'll notice here, Tim, 29 spur. That's number 29. That's Xavier McKinney playing spur again. Okay, so spur safety. It's almost like a linebacker position, right? You're kind of playing in the box at the safety position. Now, him playing spur with the cover 6 match. I think, and I could be wrong, based off how Nate Hobbs responds and Evan Williams kind of looks back like what the hell happened, I think this was a mistake on Xavier McKinney. I think he's supposed to match the 2. Remember, match coverage is if and then. If the number 2 goes vertical, then it becomes man coverage. That's what I think the call was. So cover 6 match, the match aspect was McKinney should have been man coverage on that guy. Now watch McKinney, he gets caught peeking here a little bit, all right? So they're going to rush. You see he just kind of sits flat-footed, and rather than match up, now you put your boy right here in a rough spot. This guy, Evan Williams, has got to cover a 3-target set on the right side. So he can't cheat over to your side as well. Everybody's expecting McKinney to be able to pick that up, match, and cover that down the seam. And you see he doesn't, and he kind of gets caught right here like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to try to, oh, crap, and right in the soft spot of the defense. That makes sense?
Yep. Great job by Edge Cooper in coverage there. Picked up his assignment pretty well. But I think you're right. That's probably the only mistake X made there, was just getting a little too happy with his eyes there.
Yes.
He kind of pinned himself down a little bit. Best intentions, but by the time he reacted, it was too late.
Mm-hmm. Right. And somebody asked, why is Hobbs backing up in the end zone? That's Coach Lynn. Notice what his protection or his assignment is, Coach. It's half, right? Yep. He's playing deep half. He's got 2 targets over here. So he's got to look if and then. What I imagine is probably going to happen, if this guy goes vert, he now becomes man coverage. That's the whole aspect of cover 6 match. And then if this guy goes to the flat, then it's going to be Cooper taking that guy in man coverage. Now, since the 2 didn't go to the flat, Cooper now becomes a curl flat defense. And that's what makes match work, is if he goes to the curl flat, if Coop goes to the curl flat because the 2 goes vertical, you've got to have man coverage here.
Yeah, you want X biting down right away on that guy, and then you're trusting Hobbs to pick up the top half.
And that's why I don't think it's spot drop. I think it's match, because Hobbs has got to watch the 1 and the 2. If the 2 gets up here and runs a corner route, guess what? That's Hobbs's guy, right? So that's what you got to look for in this regard. They got to be able to bend off. So again, I think it's on X. I think it was a match coverage just based off what everybody else did. I think it was cover 6 match, 2x4 left to right from the offense's perspective. So yeah. Coach Lynn said, okay, that makes sense. I thought that was on Hobbs. And if, again, Coach, we're not in the meeting room, right? If it's spot drop, if it was supposed to be spot drop, then it is on Hobbs, right? That means McKinney was just playing his zone. To me, everything screams match coverage. And that's where we're always going to do on this show, put out the full disclaimer. Hey, we're not in the meeting room. We don't know what the exact call was. Spot drop is just straight zone. You drop back and you cover a zone. You want to cover players. You don't want to just cover grass, but you're picking players up in and out of zones, right? When you play match coverage, if and then, if that 2 goes vert, now it becomes man coverage. That's the match aspect of the cover 6. Let's watch the pass rush here, see if we pick up on anything. I can't remember if we do or not. It might just be a no-go. So Brooks is getting double teamed. You see Mike off the left side trying to get through. Everything looks pretty clean there. Dak just stepped up and delivered a good ball. And again, McKinney, you see him get caught right there the whole time. I think he thought, Tim. I think he thought I can make this play, and he just didn't realize how deep George Pickens has gotten because he had his eyes in the backfield. So,
absolutely,
yeah,
just tough.
This is what tells the story right here. Watch both Hobbs and Williams. Look, Williams is throwing his hands up right now, like what the hell just happened? And watch Hobbs. Hobbs looks at McKinney like, what are we doing? McKinney's going, crap. It's another part of the story, it looks like, right? So
absolutely.
All right. Hopefully we explained that well enough for people on the podcast as well. All right, let's fast forward. Third quarter, 10-14 left. Dallas is leading 16-13 now. Right now you got yourself in the hole. 1st and 10 play at Dallas's 38-yard line. Let's get us a positive play in here for once, Tim. This is Josh Jacobs with a 19-yard run. We got 11 ace nasty, Trey left, 21 dive is what I called it. And you guys may call it something else. That's totally cool. The reason we say nasty, obviously, is inside the numbers. That's nasty splits across the board. Anytime we got nasty written right after the set, that means the whole formation's nasty, not just one side, one position, that type of thing. Trey left, again, 3 targets to the left, one of which is the tight end. And we're going 21 dive. The 2 is the running back's number. The second number, which is 1, is the gap. All right, even numbers to the right. A gap right is 2, 4, 6. So if we were going A gap right, it'd be a 26 dive, right? Or a 22 dive. but it's odd to the left. 1, 3, 5, right? I think it was designed to go A gap right or A gap left, which makes it 21 dive. And Jacobs don't care what gap it's designed for. He's going to take the daylight. Watch him bounce that thing out, bang, right? And just
coverage is his strength, not necessarily the run fits, but yeah, Jacobs beat him like a drum right here. Loved it.
Yeah. And the blocking looked pretty good. I mean, you see a double team there. You'd like to see Rasheed Walker or Jordan Morgan get to the next level, but that's why I don't think it was a duo call. I think it was just a dive call. They're like, hey, let's just get what we can here. And again, it right there, man. That's nasty, Tim.
Cooked him.
Yeah. I mean, that he's got some of the best ankles in the game, dude.
Great work by Tay Wicks and Savion Williams there. The outside, add another 15 yards or so to your run. I love it.
There's a 19-yard run. And Balaga said earlier today what we've kind of been talking about. He wants to see more flow. Basically, can we get some outside stretch zone? Like, I know Josh Jacobs, that's not his strength, but these teams are really teeing up on the box. Let's get him outside a little bit, get him flowing. And with those ankles, being able to cut back to daylight, I mean,
might breathe some life into that O-line too, right? Little outside zone run, get that O-line moving.
Yep. And again, like Fishy thinks, I think we got over 150 plus rushing yards. I don't remember what the exact number was, Fishy things, but there were still people talking today like the running game wasn't good. It was good against Dallas. And Dallas's defense sucks. Dallas was seventh or eighth in the league in yards per carry allowed. Their run defense has been good this year. It's been top 10, right? It's their pass defense is bad. So I think we are moving in the right direction for sure, Fishy things. All right, let's move along. Third quarter, 5:44 left. Green Bay now leads 20-16. It's the 3rd and 6 play from their own 24-yard line. This is Dak to Turpin for 15 yards. Okay, again, this is a 3rd and 6 play. That's why it makes the list here, guys. It's a crucial play here. If you can get off the field here and your offense goes down and scores again, now you can go back up by double digit or double 2 scores, whole different ball game. The call is nickel 4-2-5 cheetah, 33 fit, cover 1 man, linebacker twist, will spy. And this is a unique play call because they show a twist in the middle, but the will is actually a spy, which is Quay Walker in this case. So nickel 4-2-5 is real simple. You got 4 defensive linemen and 2 linebackers, okay? So when we say cheetah, that's a special package that Jeff Hafley has now. Cheetah package means Rashawn Gary, LVN, and Micah Parsons are all on the field at the same time. So remember what we said. You're going to see LVN playing more 3-tech. They've already got it implemented with the cheetah package. You'll probably see him playing more of it now with Devontae White out for the next game or two, right? So Carl Brooks is playing your anchor there at the 1-tech. So that's what the cheetah is. 33 fit is real simple. 33 is on the line of scrimmage in the run fit here, okay? So he's going to end up dropping back because it's cover 1 man. The linebacker twist is really interesting. Quay is, I think, going to go first, okay? He's going first. And then you're going to have Cooper scrape off of that. But after Quay goes first, you'll see him fade off and play a little spy right here on the quarterback. So again, nickel 4-2-5, cheetah 33 fit, cover 1 man, linebacker twist, will spy. The reason we say will spy, Quay is the spy. He is the will. He's the will because he's the linebacker of the 2 on the weak side of the formation. That makes Edgerrin Cooper the mock there. And again, don't get caught up in Edgerrin Cooper's the mock now. They're very interchangeable. It depends on what you want to do week to week and how your matchups line up. So let's roll the tape. And again, you're getting cooked here on man coverage. So watch Quay get in here, Tim. See him? Now watch him fade back. See how he's not really going after the quarterback? Yep. He's just kind of looking for Dak to scramble. Now, unfortunately, they're going to just have a perfectly timed pass here. Everybody wanted to rate Carrington Valentine over the coals like he's just all of a sudden a horrible player, right? This is cover 1 man. Cover 1 man.
He's playing the right leverage here.
Yeah. And you can't get cooked deep right here. You've got to play that deep. The only way you cover this, because look at Dak's throwing the ball, Tim. Look, he's throwing it. This guy ain't even turned around yet. Turpin hasn't even turned around yet. The only way you can defend that is if you guess underneath. If you guess underneath, this dude is gone for 6. So it's the play call. You caught a linebacker twist with a cover 1 man look. The safety can't help you on this play. Dak timed it up perfect. It's a perfect throw and catch to Turpin. That's exactly what it is. And you see, Valentine's leverage, his technique was good. Everything was good. He's pinching him to the outside. It's just a good throw and catch, good timing-based route, man. There's nothing you can do. Now, when you're watching the TV copy, and I heard this all week long, and it made me want to throw up on my shoes. We're like, I'm so sick of seeing corners just play off, and they just give them 10 yards of space. Which play you talking about, Bub? What was the play call? Like, you don't know anything about what the specific play call was. You're just mad that they caught a ball. I'm mad too, but let's try to understand why they completed the pass. You know what I'm saying, man?
Because they're professionals and they get paid too. Let's not forget. Like take a look at the throw and catch, like you said. Coverage was pretty good. It's just a damn good play call, and pocket held up for Dak. Look where he puts that ball.
Yeah, perfect.
Toe drag swag on the sideline. You got to give credit to where credit is due. And, you'd like to see Valentine a little bit tighter in his hip pocket, but my goodness, I mean, that's a tough route to cover. You're on an island by yourself with no help. And if you slip or anything, it's a wrap. And I think he played it about as well as he could in that situation.
Yeah. Now, if you're wondering how in the hell did you blitz 6, although it was actually just a 5-man, bring him 5 because you have one in a little bit of a spy look there with Quay once he occupied his hat, right? How did they not hit home? Carl Brooks almost did. Now, y'all want to be picky? Watch this block right here. Now, I'm going to freeze frame it at the right time. You ready? I'm sorry, boys. That right there is called grabbing the back of the freaking jersey. You see it?
Yep.
And Carl gets held the whole time. How in the world that doesn't get called a hold on a crucial third down is beyond me. Again, he's got the back of the jersey, right? And you see him kind of throw his arm up right there too. That's usually what gives it away, right? Is when you do that right there. Like
help me, please throw the flag.
Right. Like, what else am I supposed to do? He's got the back of my freaking jersey and I got my hands in the air. He's obviously not blocking me within the structure of my shoulder pads like the rules say you're supposed to.
Your league leader in tackles in the NFL, Quay Walker, is also getting his back plate grab here in the freeze frame.
Right. So again, Carl's he's still getting grabbed. Look right here. He's trying to get a hand on Dak, and 67 has him by the back of the jersey right now. And don't tell me, the ref just missed it. He was out of position. What is he looking at, right? You know? So it's just crazy, man. And again, Carl played it good, I thought. Hell of a throw, like you said, Tim. It's just a good play. Good play by Dak, man. And you can't blame them. They're not, why should they be mad that the flag didn't get thrown, right? So.
Absolutely. And same thing, you shouldn't pick on CV there either. Because if he pulls a Jair and freelances and tries to jump it, I think was that Turpin on the side there with the catch. I mean, he's just going to turn up and turn that into a 9, and Dak's going to throw that ball deep, and we're going to have a touchdown on the board. So I'm not going to criticize Valentine too much on that. I thought he did the best he could.
Yeah, and for me, you won't hear me look at a play like that and go, Valentine's got to play that tighter. Understand the call, understand the coverage, understand the assignment. He did everything he could. When you see somebody like Ja last year, you heard me roasting him every time he decided to just break off of his assignment and go do his thing. When you get cooked like that, I'm the first one to talk about it. Like, you can't play it that way. And again, if he does freelance and they turn it into a double move, it ends up being a touchdown and not a 15-yard game, But there's a crucial third down, man. Those are the little plays. Who would have thought 5:44 left in the third quarter, it would be such a huge play, right? Again, we've shown you 2 of the big plays so far that really hurt the Packers at key times were man coverage calls. So not a big fan of it. And if you were on Twitter for the game, most fans were going, why are they just playing soft zone? They weren't playing soft zone all night. There's a lot of man coverage mixed in, and the other team gets paid too, man. They knew how to attack it. So
shout out to our very own Emilio in the chat. Said it's hard to play a comeback timed up correctly. I mean, you have to be absolutely perfect, and it's tough to do that for sure.
You got to be able to read their mind that he's running a comeback, That's about the only way to do it. So, all right, let's fast forward. Fourth quarter, 11:39 left. Dallas is winning 23-20. 2nd and 7 at Dallas's own 18-yard line. Or, I'm sorry, at Dallas's 18-yard line, okay? And this is a Josh Jacobs 18-yard touchdown run. We came out and went 12 ace nasty. Again, nasty splits. Everybody inside the numbers, okay? 12 ace nasty, strong right. So both tight ends are on the right side. So we're going strong side run here. This is 22 duo. All right. So we're going it's designed to go A gap right. And with duo, what you're looking to do here, guys, is you're looking to get double team blocks, right? Actually, the double team will probably be here, and this one will be here, I would imagine. So it's a double team block with vertical power. You're not skipping a gap. You're not moving a gap with an offensive lineman getting to the second level, and you're looking to double team, get to the next level. Is essentially what you're looking to do. I think Tucker and these guys were involved in a double team too, and I want to say one of them break off. So again, 12 ace nasty strong right, 22 duo. Just watch it. So you see the doubles, right? Notice right here, double team. This was a double team. He's looking to get to the next level. This was a double team. He's looking to get to the next level. That's what duo is. It's technically a zone blocking scheme, but it's double vertical power. If that makes sense. So let's roll it. And you see Jacobs just bounce that thing. He's so patient, man. And look, it's our boy Diggs again.
Yep.
Watch Diggs right here, Tim. Getting cooked up.
I love how as soon as Josh saw him take that angle, he just cut it right across his face.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on 88 here, best block of the season for Musgrave, taking Ezaraku right out of the play.
Good
block,
eye,
block 41, Ezaraku right out of the Donovan Ezaraku, a guy that we had pretty high on our draft board too. Another rookie player that's having a great year, but yeah, you got to credit Josh here for just absolutely cooking Diggs.
What the hell's Diggs doing here? Look like
Taking a knee, man. My knee.
Hilarious, dude. So he cuts it back and it's too late, obviously. And then he just ends up underneath everybody.
Yeah.
You gotta love
Holy
it, right?
cow.
That might be the screenshot of the night, guys.
Yeah. Insult to injury. You get cooked, and then Josh ends up right on top of your head here in the end zone.
He's literally got his knee on his ear hole. And there's 3 Cowboys laying around Josh Jacobs in the end zone. You love to see it.
Yeah. Great job by Musgrave, though. That one stood out to me. Him just getting to the next level there. That was everything for Jacobs to be able to hit that hole.
Chin right with the line of the night. Cow tipping.
Cow tipping. You ain't never been cow tipping before.
All right, man. So there was an 18-yard touchdown run by Josh Jacobs. Next, fourth quarter, 6:07 left. Green Bay's now leading 27-23. Second and 4 play at Green Bay's 16-yard line. This is a 13-yard run by Williams. We're in a 4-3 over shell look here, okay? If you want to get frustrated at them running on this, I understand. I get this because you're in a shell look, right? They're in a condensed set. This is screaming. They're going to run the ball right down your throat, right? So I don't like this play call personally. And maybe he was trying to move up. It's just a little late. He was trying to sneak up Spurs, see him. But you're so far off the line. Again, the play call, when we're in an over, let me describe over real quick, okay? With an over front, this is the strong side of the formation, okay? Obviously, you're used off the line, so your true Y is on the right. In an over, you've got the defensive line shaded over the strong side of the formation. So essentially what you've got here is it's almost like a 3-man front, like a jam front. This really could be called a 4-3 over jam with a shell coverage on the backside or a shell look on the backside. Your Sam here is Isaiah McDuffie. Now, somebody was asking in the chat earlier what happened with Baron Sorrell this game. Baron Sorrell had a bad game, okay? Now, I don't know how many snaps he played, but if you guys know we don't like to blame one player on plays. Other people can pick up the slack and make a play, make a great play and kind of cover their teammate. On this particular play, Tim, what Baron Sorrell, think of gaps here, okay? He's got this gap. Baron Sorrell needs to engage and play these gaps here. It's not necessarily that he's playing 2 gaps, but don't get too aggressive here, right? Right here, you're probably kind of hovering in the middle, and out here, you got to be able to set the edge, and you got a little bit of help over here too. That's where Cooper's got to be selective in which gap he's going to take. But again, watch our boy Baron Sorrell right here. Takes himself completely out of the play. See? That's just a rookie mistake. We've seen Devontae Wyatt do it the first couple years in the league. We've seen everybody do it. You know, he's going to learn. He'll get better from that. I guarantee you he got his ass roasted in the meeting room today, though. Because look at that. Where are you going, bub? Now you're down a half.
The same tape we are, right? They, if we see it, they're seeing it, right?
Absolutely. So again, he gets through. Great block there by 66 on Quay, and just a good solid run. Watch it from this angle one more time, and you'll notice. Watch Baron Sorrell just gets a little too aggressive here, man. Just a little too aggressive, right?
Yeah, it's called washing yourself out.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, washed himself out of the play. Made was at 78. Made his job pretty easy on that play.
Yeah. Check still cashes.
Yep.
Yeah. Coach Lynn says we're missing Cox a bit. I agree, Coach. I agree, man.
Yeah.
Brenton Cox Jr. used to be the one running himself out of that play, and now you've seen.
And we saw him play his way through that, and it's not an issue anymore. I have full faith that Baron Sorrell will be the same way.
Same exact feeling, Tim. I think you'll be just fine, man. It's a good teaching moment for sure.
Yep.
All right, fourth quarter, 1:45 left. Dallas is leading 30-27. This is a 3rd and 10 play, right? And we're at Dallas's 15-yard line. When the game's on the line, think play or not play. Who are they going to? It's going to be Romeo Doubs. I love this play call. Try to get everybody over here the attention away from 87, who was just on one the other night, right? So the play call is 11 gun nasty, Trey Wright flex. Once again, I told y'all they did it all day long. Look where they got Tucker Kraft flexed out wide. See him? So that's the flex, right? Trey Wright flex. 87 whip, Y slant, T stab. So again, 11 gun nasty, Trey Wright flex, 87 whip, Y slant, T stab. All right, let's talk about what this play is. So really simple with the 87. It's going to be a post and a corner here. Okay, so you're going to go post here. All right, and then you're going to have Matthew Golden work, and you always go left to right with the number system if you're using the old East Coast offense terminology. So that's your 8 route, that's your 7 route, okay? And then you're going to have a whip, which is going to whip in with the Y slant. So the way this is going to work is Tucker is going to slant in out of the Y, and then Dontavion Wicks is going to run a whip route and work back underneath. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. And then you got the T stab. He's going to come out here and just kind of sit down right there, kind of stab. Usually a stab route is somewhere in this area, but he just kind of bends it out and plays the spacing game. So again, 11 gun nasty, Trey Wright flex, 87 whip, Y slant, T stab, and watch Romeo just go to work right here, Tim. My man was on one. So you see they bite up on the stab, and look at Romeo. And notice this guy, he's out of the picture now. Look at all this space right here. And I love that they don't try to get too cute. Jordan knows where he wants to go with the football. As soon as the safety bells to that side on the corner on Matthew Golden, let's get it to Rome, right? And that's exactly what they did. Great.
I just caught the ball.
Romeo, man, he impressed the hell out of me the other night, dude. Talking about just rising up.
And oh, look what we have on the rumor mill. The Packers are starting negotiations to keep Rome in Green Bay. What a coinky dink. It's almost as if they're not going to trade the guy.
I'll tell you, when it sold me the other night, I need to go back and find it. If you guys find it, send it to me on Twitter. Tag me in a tweet, and we'll retweet it out. There was a time where Romeo was walking to the sideline after he made a play or after a ball fell incomplete, and he is going off. He's screaming at somebody on the sideline, and it wasn't like a, get me the ball, why ain't you? It wasn't like a pouty. It was like a, trust me. Throw me the damn ball. Design the play for me. Like I'll make the play. And he did all night long. And I almost wonder if it happened after or right before this play, because you've seen they put everybody out, Trey Wright, and give him some space to work, man. Romeo was on one.
Yeah, I was saying that when we were me and Rob Westerman were on the sideline for training camp practice. You could see that Rome is not a quiet guy on the football field. He may be off the football field, he may be a little more, reserved demeanor, but when he's in his element, man, he is a intense vocal leader for sure.
Yeah. And can we just
shout out to Rob Westerman too? It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Rob.
Oh man, happy birthday, Rob. One of the GOATs here on Packers Twitter and YouTube. Yes, can we just for a second look at this throw by Jordan, nose down over the backer? I mean, that's just on TV copy, it don't look like anything special, but look at everything bearing down on him, standing there tall, wham. That's
I would think as far as his targets go, I think Jordan's probably the most comfortable with Rome. I think they have the most,
no doubt.
Then maybe Tucker Kraft after that. But yeah, definitely poetry in motion to see that. Great route, great play call, and an absolute great throw.
Yeah, as Emilio said, layered the throw over the backer too is perfect. It's hard to do on Madden, Emilio. You gotta barely press that button. You can't tap it. You just gotta give it a little love, just a little love. You gotta layer that thing in
on my back, dude.
Emilio said you don't have to layer it when you play on rookie like me. So
yeah, you just tap that button and it gets there, right?
Exactly. All right, next play. Fourth quarter, 43 seconds left. Green Bay's leading 34-30. First and 10 at Green Bay's 28-yard line. This is Dak to Pickens for the 28-yard touchdown. Let's see if we can blame somebody here and run them out of town, Tim. The call was nickel 4-2-5, 55 joker, okay? Notice the joker is 55 this time. And we're going to go cover 6, 29 buzz. So I think this was actually spot drop and not match. With buzz, you're going to have 29 buzzes down to the hook curl. They did that all night. They seen something on tape. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Coach Lynn said earlier, why wasn't he playing post safety? They seen something on tape that they thought, they being Halfley and the defensive coaches, that they wanted 29 buzz in the box. Maybe it was because Ferguson put so much tape out on the targets that they wanted to really take him away. They did. You didn't hear Ferguson much all night.
No.
But boy, oh boy, did George Pickens hurt you, right? So, again, cover 3 buzz, real simple. Deep third, deep third, deep third, right? The 29 buzz is the buzz aspect, and you're going to go hook, curl flat, and then I think on this side is your curl flat as well. And again, the joker is 55. And all that means, guys, is he's standing up. He's standing up inside the C gap, right? That's what they call a joker, essentially. So, yeah, I think this is spot drop. Let's see if we pick up on any match technique. It doesn't look like it here. Everybody's just kind of playing their zone, right? And again, this is the play that's on Valentine. All right. Yeah. This is one we're going to cook his ass real quick because you guys know I'm the president of the Carrington Valentine fan club. On this play here, he's playing deep zone, okay? So the reason there's so much space there, and once again, you see a timing throw, is he's got deep third. That's his assignment. So this is the soft spot of this defense, right? And there actually ain't anybody in the curl flat over here. There's nobody in the curl flat. So essentially what you got here is Carrington's on an island out there, and he can't get beat deep. Now, if your argument is you want him to play a little more snug, take it up with Hafley. This is Hafley's decision to have this guy play off like this. Notice the outsider playing off, and Bullard's a little more snug on the slot, right? So, again, good timing by Dak. Carrington's got to play it. All right, then he bots. This is the problem. I think what he's thinking right here, Tim, is how can I get myself between him and the sideline so the clock continues to run? Keep in mind, man, there's 43 seconds left, right?
Yeah, the hell with that, man. Make the tackle. Throw his ass out of bounds if you have to.
And that's me just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Like, okay, what was he thinking here? Maybe he's thinking keep him in bounds, but you got to know, man, in a cover 3 zone, there ain't nobody helping you
back here. Yep.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
Negligently. I think you're right. I think he's thinking get between him and the sideline, and he just whiffed.
Yep. And if he makes that tackle and keeps him in bounds, who knows, man? Maybe they don't end up getting the end zone right there and you win a ball game.
Right. We'd be talking about one of the plays of the game here if he actually made that play. So it's not lack of effort on CV's part. It was just probably the wrong effort at the wrong time.
Yeah, just a mistake. It's as simple as that, man, for sure. So, all right, they scored. Right now, let's move it along. 35 seconds left, man. This last 2 minutes of this game was unbelievable. Of regulation was just awesome, dude. 35 seconds left. Dallas is up 37-34. 1st and 10 from your own 26. This is Jordan Love to Josh Jacobs for 25 yards. The call is 11 gun, dubs left, all curls, T crease. And this was kind of interesting, man. With the crease route, he's just going to kind of come up right here, okay? Everybody else is in curls. I want to say he works inside a little bit on the curl. And then you got the tight end works here on the curl, I believe. Curl. All right. So why were they playing that? People, it's easy to rake them over the coals, go, they're playing too conservative. They're at this point, they're trying to take what Dallas is giving them. Let's go down the field, take everything underneath. That's what they're giving you. You don't want to throw into the teeth of defense, turn the ball over, lose the game right there. So again, they're going to go to Josh Jacobs here on the T crease. That's 11 gun, dubs left, all curls, T crease. Pretty simple, straightforward. You'll see Jordan tries to read it. All the curls. I mean, you could have hit Wicks here, but I love what he does here. Let's get the Josh Jacobs with a little bit of momentum and let Jacobs do the rest, right?
Yep. And great job by Tay Wicks to immediately recognize that, turn up and engage to block.
Yep. Tay Wicks' game
can't necessarily get it going on the ground with the running game. Throw those quick passes to Josh and let him do what he does in space. And we saw a lot of success in this game with those type of looks. Yeah,
for sure. All right, so they end up kicking the game time field goal off of that drive. So now we go to overtime. 6:43 left, tied at 37. 2nd and 7 play at Green Bay's 39-yard line. This is Dak to Tolbert. If you're a Keyshawn Nixon fan, now is the time to change the channel. Okay, it's going to get ugly here for a minute. So we got nickel 4-2.
I got to go.
Nickel 4-2-5 TE 96 touch. So we got a touch spy on this one. The touch spy is real simple. 96 Kobe Wooden is going to engage, and then he's just going to play a little spy, sit right here. He's not actually going to rush the quarterback. So it's actually only a 3-man rush, okay? And the TE is real simple. The tackle goes first, and the E, which is Micah Parsons, is going to loop off of that, and you got LVM working on this side. I think there's a hold on this play as well. The call, though, is cover 3 sky, okay? You guys know how this goes. Deep third, deep third, deep third. We showed you buzz just a second ago. On sky, the safety goes curl flat. Hook, curl, hook, curl. Thank you for pulling it up, Tim. So you can see the difference there in Sky and Buzz. Buzz, the safety jams down to hook, curl. In Sky, the corner drops deep and the safety goes curl flat. That's the call there. Okay, so again, nickel 425, TE 96 touch, cover 3 with 29 being the curl flat. Now, the problem here is you're in a deep cover 3 and there's nothing there. Like, this is a good play call. This is one of my favorite play calls. If you're just going to try to bring a 4-man rush, give me Sky all day long. I love it. I love Sky because the safety like McKinney is so smart that if there's no threat to the flat outside, then you can just kind of sit in that hook curl, read the quarterback, and play everything else underneath. You can really steal some interceptions that way. So this is a good play call, right? And everybody's trying to get to him. I think this is the play where LVN gets held. Yeah, you kind of hard to see. You'll see the end zone cam. Look right here.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, how in the hell? What are we even talking about here? He's getting tackled from behind, right? And that was something that Tauscher pissed me off saying earlier today. Usually it's very rare I get mad at Tauscher, but he was like, I see the people on the internet talking about the holds, but unless you tackle somebody, you shouldn't call a hold. And I'm going, what position do you play? Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. This in this case right here, he tackles LVN. So this one should have been called a hold by Tauscher standards as well. So you see Keyshawn playing pretty snug here, right? Good coverage. Dak's going to try to evade right after LVN gets tackled. Okay. Now look at Key. He's stride for stride with you, playing it perfect. You can't give up on the play. You can't stop playing right here. So watch Key's just going to kind of fade. Okay, it's over. It's over. What are we, Key? That's rough, man. And then of course, bang, there you go.
I don't know. The only thing I'm thinking of is trying to protect the goal line. But bottom line, yeah, that does not look good.
Don't look good.
If anything, you want to be in this hip pocket there, and then when you see him break right here on the goal line, you got to explode out of that turn and
right
follow
now.
him. Yeah,
Yes.
right now you got to be breaking out towards that ball. And again, teaching tape, right?
Yep.
If anyone's going to see this one time on film and learn from it and correct it, it's Keyshawn Nixon for sure, because that guy has gotten better every single year he's been a Packer. So I fully believe he'll learn from this tape here.
Yeah. Watch Micah Parsons on this play too. You're going to see him. He's getting double teamed, getting held by the back of the jersey. Watch him throw his hands up. Like, what the hell are y'all not going to call a hold all game? Watch Micah Parsons on the rush this time. It's the stuff that was frustrating. It was all over the tape. So watch Micah. He's going to crack in here, right? Look, got him by the back of the jersey right now. Then this guy going to grab him, hook him underneath the shoulder pad on the backside. That is a hold. Not to mention, let's back it up just a frame here. Our boy LVN getting choked out. Right? So you got a hold here, and you got two holds here. Both guys got the back of the jersey, right? So that's why you see at the end of this, Micah Parsons is, I mean, look at it, pulling his damn jersey up over his head almost. It get any better.
It's not going to get better. It's not.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what the old man River was talking about down there in Dallas. So, all right. Still in overtime, 3:50 left, 40-37 Dallas leads. This is a 4th and 6 play from their own 24-yard line. This is obviously Love to Golden for 14 yards. The play call is 11 gun nasty, Trey left, 444 Y leak, T swing. All right. So the way this play draws up is you're going to have a curl here, right? You're going to have a slurl here. So it's almost like a slant in a curl. I love that he just finds the open. It's called get open is what this is called, Tim. And then you're going to have another curl here sitting down, right? I think it's there. Maybe he crosses over. We'll see here in just a second. No, I'm sorry. The Y is a flat, the Y leak. So what you got is curl. You've got slant curl or slurl, what we call it. And then you got another curl. And then Y is going to attack in the flat. And then you got another T swing here. Again, this is 4th and 6. When the game on the line, think play or not play. Jordan Love just drops back and says, where's Agent Zero at? I trust his hands. Look at this. There's 3 bodies around him, Tim. Ball's already out.
You want to know why it's a completion? Watch Matthew Golden chop down at the top of this route and just absolutely paralyze all 3 of these defenders. Look, 1, 2, 3, chop. They're frozen enough time for Jordan to put that ball there. And an absolute great hands catch by Matthew Golden here to secure it.
Yeah. Great catch, man. Great play. You'll see the catch even better right here. And the anticipation by Jordan. Jordan knew exactly where he wanted to go with this ball. I love it. Watch him. Back foot hits, let it rip. Bang. That's a good throw.
Great throw. And these are those plays where we talk about building rapport and chemistry with your young receivers. this is one you file into that category. Matthew Golden just notched another way up the list on the trust factor with Jordan Love.
Yeah, good protection.
I mean, he let that ball go as soon as Matthew Golden was chopping down there. He knew he was going to be.
Well, there you go. Love to Golden on 4th down. Now let's keep it going here. Dallas is still up 40-37, 2:31 left, 2nd and 1 at their own 47-yard line. This is Wilson with a 13-yard run. I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that we ran the ball so much on this final drive. I love that they stayed with it. It's the reason you were able to go right down the field. When you see a box like this out of the gun, this is what I was talking about, what we need to do with the running game, Tim. Remember, all week long we were talking about this. Notice how spread out everything is. Spread it out, guys. Spread it out. And make them decide, do we put a corner on Tucker Kraft flexed out, or do we walk a linebacker out there? If they got a corner on it, it tells you it's zone coverage. That's even more reason to run the rock right here. The play call is 21 gun, 023 pony, 023 pony. So it's Matthew Golden at left halfback, sidecar left, and Emmanuel Wilson, sidecar right. Y flex right. There's your Y out right. And it's going to be an RPO F cheat swing with the orbit, okay? So what's going to happen here is 43 duo. So it's an RPO duo call, right? It's got a pass play attached to it as well as a 43 duo. So when you're in a double sidecar, the left back is the 2, the right back is the 4. That's where you get the first number of the 43. Remember the A or the gap assignment, right? So now you got 4, A gap left is 1, B gap is 3. So that's the 43 duo. Again, what's duo? You're going to get double teams, and then they're looking to break off to the next level if at all possible, okay? So again, the play call is 21 gun, 023 pony, Y flex right, RPO, F cheat swing, 43 duo. So the aspect of the passing aspect of the RPO right here on this play, guys, is this orbit motion. Is you've got a swing pass attached. These guys are going out to block for Matthew Golden, and Jordan's got to make the decision. What's the box? What's the hat count look like? Notice they're anchored to the right. So if we go 43, this is set up perfect for a nice run right here. So Jordan sees that, puts the ball in the belly. If all these guys had crashed over last second, he probably pulls that ball out and fires it in the swing pass there to the F, which is our boy Matthew Golden. That makes sense, Tim?
Absolutely.
All right, so you'll see there it is. They shifted a little bit. See, when they shifted, all right, let's just hand this rock off. You got the hat count you want. And Emmanuel Wilson, no wasted motion. Take what they give you. Nice little 13-yard game.
Yeah, great performance from Emmanuel Wilson in this game too. Real quietly had himself a nice ball game. This is another great look at it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, right? Pre-snap read by your quarterback. I think that's something Jordan's really, really getting better at. I thought there were a few plays in this game where I thought he made some good checks and some plays I thought maybe he could have checked and he didn't. But this is a great example of we had the look we were looking for. And, like you said, the hat count, everything. Great play call, great execution here. Yeah.
And again, I want to give a shout out to Jordan Morgan. I know he's not played great. They bounced him around at every position on the line other than center. Watch the duo, guys. You'll see double. It's simple. You probably go, oh, there wasn't nothing to that. That's huge, especially in an RPO duo call, in my opinion. So, all right, last play we'll show here, guys. This is 1st and 10. Dallas is up 40-37. You're at Dallas's 40-yard line, so you've got to get in field goal range, right? And this play right here kind of sealed it for you in field goal range. I know we would much rather have gotten the win. We can highlight all of the debacle there at the end of the time management and this and that. People have covered that extensively. So this is the final play we'll show. This sets up the game-tying field goal or gets you down in field goal range anyway. 11 gun dubs, Y flex, nasty stack right. Notice the stack look here to the right. And notice it's nasty. I didn't say nasty after gun, Tim, because the whole formation ain't nasty. It's just the stack is nasty. They're inside the number. So 11 gun dubs, Y flex, nasty stack right, 92 switch whip 9, T swing. All right, let's see if I can figure out what the hell all that means. So you've got the go route with the 9. The 2 route is simple. It's just a little slant route, and he's gonna really chop it down and use leverage to get separation. Obviously, spoiler alert, it's going to Wicks here. And then with the switch whip 9 is real simple. So you're going to switch this up, okay? One of these guys, I can't remember who goes there. I think it's Matthew Golden goes on the 9, I believe. I could be wrong there. And they're going to switch. Actually, it'll probably be the opposite. But nonetheless, somebody here is going to run a whip route and whip it in underneath. I like this.
Like Malik Heath there. I believe.
So Malik Heath runs the go. I remember now. So with the switch, this is what I like about it. Look at that crazy route. Ain't that beautiful? And then you got Malik is just going to run the go. And the reason it's switch is because notice Malik is technically the 2 and Matthew Golden is the 1. But as soon as the ball snapped, they switch places, right? That's a switch concept. So, yeah. So there's that aspect. And again, on the left side, you got the 9 route. You got the slant. You're going to see Tay chop, chop, chop and work inside on the slant. And then, of course, you've got the T swing, which is a part of the game plan all day long. So, again, the play call is 11 gun dubs, Y flex, nasty stack right, 92 switch, whip 9, T swing. And watch Wicks go to work up here, boys. He's got inside leverage. The linebacker doesn't watch him. Just kind of, all right, cooked him. Bang. Strong hands, make a guy miss on up the field. That gets you in field goal range. That's a hell of a play, Tim.
Beautiful. We had MG too. Golden ran it to perfection right here. If Jordan had to come back, he could have. But just incredible job by Tay Wicks. Mr. No Drops all year. I love it.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, man. I love this play. I love Wicks and how he's gotten better, from last year. I love that Jordan has a lot of confidence in him. But we have seen 3 weeks in a row now. At the end of the game, Jordan locks on the Wicks and tries to go with him football. It worked 2 of the 3 times. But remember, you threw the interception in Cleveland because you were just locked on the Wicks. He loves Wicks, man. He's got a lot of confidence in Wicks right now, too. I know Rome's kind of his guy, but you see Jordan ain't looking nowhere else. Jordan's just like, I know my guy's going to get open. I just need a little bit of time.
Look at my boy Malik Heath cooking digs on the bottom there, too. Holy cow.
That's the tough part because, again, this is a 1st and 10 play. There's 2 minutes left. You had time to take this shot. However, Tim, if he takes this shot and he gets intercepted, what are we saying?
Why you throw it deep?
Take what they give you. You got time. That's what I would be saying it too. But like Tim points out, watch Malik Heath on the bottom, guys.
What a great route, man. Bends it in and then gets Diggs hips turned, and that's a tutter ball if we go there, I think.
Now let's see if Jordan would have had time to throw it. Let's watch when Jordan lets it go. All right, so he's still got time right now, but Wicks is way off from. Yeah, he wouldn't have had.
You see Rashid holding on for dear life there behind him. He didn't have that much time, and maybe that explains why, at least in this game, why, Jay Love was really looking at these, like you said, think play or not play. He knows that he didn't have a lot of time in that pocket. He didn't have much of a pocket for most of the night.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the right decision, but I am damn glad it was a tie, not a loss.
Exactly.
So. Again, let's just watch him rip it one more time and just give him Wicks time, right? Just, just give him. All right, let's go. Good protection.
Sack or, Sheed getting blocked into our quarterback or something crazy. So I think it's the right choice.
Yeah.
Tight window.
It'll lose her mind right now.
Anyway,
all right. I think we're done here, guys. I think that's what that means is the show is over. So anything else you got, Tim? Anything at all, man? Final thoughts on Chalk Talk, and then we'll wrap up with our announcement we talked about there.
Just echoing your point, Clay. A tie is gross. We don't like ties, but we like them a lot better than a loss. It'll make things interesting when it comes down to the end of the year playoff picture and things like that. But bottom line, we didn't go home with a loss. We're still undefeated in Jerry World. I'll take it.
Amen, man. Amen. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much in the chat. Y'all are absolutely awesome tonight. I know it was on fire. I was trying to keep up. It's a little easier for me to keep up when Tim or anybody else is in here, but I know it seemed like everybody had a good time. But if you're new here, thanks for tuning in tonight. Make sure you click that bell icon and make sure you click subscribe so you're notified every time we do go live. And this was our Chalk Talk segment. Might have been the first time you were sitting in on it. Let us know in the comment what you thought about it. Let us know maybe a play or two that you thought would have been better to highlight, or maybe something that might have been a little more important. Obviously, the blocked extra point was huge, and some of the other plays. Notice we didn't have hardly any of the touchdowns. It was mostly just the plays in between because there are key plays at key times that lead to those scoring drives as opposed to just a 2-yard run or 6-yard pass type thing. But go ahead, Tim. You got the floor, man. We got an awesome announcement to make here.
Yeah, our new charity for the month of October, Operation Horse's Heel, something that my wife brought to my attention. She's doing some work with them over at Operation Horse's Heel. So it's an honor to team up with this great group to help out some veterans. I know that's a cause that's near and dear to your heart too, Clayton, just like it is us. and just an opportunity for us to kind of try and help them raise some funds here. So basically throughout this whole month, you guys have an opportunity to donate over at the website here, operationhorsesheal.org/how can I help, or you can scan that QR code in the upper right. So we're trying to help them get their goals so they can get a truck and a horse trailer to help bring some of these life-changing horse-assisted programs to our veterans. You know, it provides them the space and environment to allow for their own self-guided wellness journey. And we know how important that is. You know, this is also for active duty members and their families as well. So each donation is going to be an entry to win an autographed Romeo Dobbs jersey, I believe, is what
That's
we're
right.
rolling with. Right on schedule, Mr. Three Tutters himself. So make sure you guys, if you can, there's no minimum amount or anything like that. Just make a donation. Every little bit helps. Their goal is 30 grand that they want to get together so they can get a truck and a horse trailer to expand this program. So we would appreciate anybody that's able to help. If you can, please donate. And every entry or every donation is an entry to get on that prize wheel and win a Romeo Dobbs jersey. Pretty cool.
And again, no donation is too small, guys. And it's a white away autographed Romeo Dobbs jersey from pristineauctions.com, certificate of authenticity, all that good stuff. So that's the one we'll be giving away. And the way it'll work is anybody who donates, you'll be entered into the giveaway like we do with the wheel and everything. We'll spin that sucker, like Tim said, coming off 3 touchdown game. Hopefully they re-sign him as well. It's just a cool piece of memorabilia regardless. And it's a great opportunity for us to give back and help our veterans. You guys know my brother was a veteran. He passed away a couple of years ago. He dealt with a lot of mental health stuff on the backside of his life, and served in the Persian Gulf there in Operation Desert Storm. So this stuff means a lot to me, and I know we've got a lot of veterans that watch the show. People reach out all the time. So Tim, I just want to thank you for taking the time to put this together and create an awesome partnership with them. Hopefully, this is something we can do on a regular basis as well. So
absolutely, yeah. I can't take all the credit, not even a lot. It's mostly Mrs. G. Shout out to Kate, my wife, who doing some work with them. Matter of fact, we should pop her email up too. If you have any questions about anything, you can email Kate at operationhorsesheal.org as well. We'll be doing this throughout the month, though, Clay. So plenty of time to get your donations in and help the cause. And it'll be a pretty full prize wheel, I'm thinking, by the end of the month. Right, Clayton?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, we're going to donate as well. And I echo what Tim said. Obviously, the wives are the brains of the operation. I'm not just saying it because she's in the room in here. I always say anything good that's happened in my life, it was probably Mandy's idea. So that's usually how that goes. So thank you, Kate, for putting this together as well. But all right, guys, we're out of here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Sorry we went a little long, but this was fun, man. Hopefully we got a little bit better understanding of what happened, Packers, Cowboys. Again, the whole purpose of Chalk Talk is to talk about what happened. Why did it happen? Let's get in here and talk about it and have a constructive conversation as opposed to just screaming, fire this guy, fire that guy. He's a bum. Hopefully, I feel better after watching the tape. I come away going, all right, we were in that ball game at the end. I think the thing is getting swept under the rug is how the defense struggled so bad. And again, we showed you a couple of key plays. The defense struggled. Don't get me wrong, but boy, oh boy, Dak played a hell of a ball game. Dak played a good ball game. George Pickens played a good ball game. It was on the road, and let's be honest, the officials did not know how to call a hold. So it is what it is. That combination is a recipe for disaster in our case, or success for the Packers. But again, thanks everybody in the chat. Appreciate you, Emilio. Hope you get to feeling better, buddy. Everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central for PTA Live. Got some awesome stuff on tap here this week. We may do a multiple Chalk Talks here in the next, 7 days or so. Maybe do like a Micah Parsons highlight reel, this and that. Someone in the Patreon group, I'll give credit real quick, had a good idea, and I thought this was awesome for the bye week. Zach Metzenbar, I hope I'm saying that right. Not calling for this to happen or think it'll happen this year. No, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. Nebraska Rev was the one. He said, here's a bye week thought. We spent a lot of time getting to know the first and second round picks around the league. I would like to go through them and just hear how they are doing. So what we may do is go through all the first round picks. We'll talk about where we had them on our board and then talk about what their PFF grade is so far in this early season. We'll just do like a 20-minute segment on it, rattle them off real quick and kind of see how close our board was. I know Emilio will get excited about that. And Emilio, what we can do is maybe add an extra. Let's create a copy of our spreadsheet for our draft board. We'll make sure our Patreon group has access to it too. Let's create an extra column, and we'll put through week 4 what all the rookies' PFF grades were there in the first round. I think that'd be kind of cool. So,
Absolutely.
All right. With that being said, we're out of here, guys. Thank you all so much. Appreciate your time. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world and go back.
There we go.
Bye, guys.